Oh, okay, we didn't even make the top 3. Oh well. But we did level up. Hey guys, it's Neil. Welcome back to the GIZGUIDEPH Channel. And in this video, we will be unboxing the new Realme 7i. Now, this new smartphone from Realme is supposedly targeting people who want an affordable gaming smartphone. Why? Because this smartphone has a 90Hz display and a Snapdragon 662 processor and a 5000 milliampere battery. Now, before we unbox this thing, let's look at the specs. It has a 6.5-inch IPS display with 90Hz refresh rate and 720p resolution. Inside is an 11nm Snapdragon 662 processor, an Adreno 610 GPU, 8GB of LPDDR4X RAM, 128GB of ultra-fast storage 2.1, and of course, that massive 5000 milliampere battery with 18 watts fast charging through the USB-C port. Now for cameras, in front is a 16 megapixel selfie camera, and at the back is a 64 megapixel main camera, an 8 megapixel ultra wide camera, a 2 megapixel macro camera, and a 2 megapixel monochrome camera. Lastly, it's running on Android 10 with realme UI 1.0. Now, we don't know yet the price of the smartphone when we're recording it right now, but we are expecting it to be in the around the 10,000 peso price range. Alright, let's unbox this thing. Alright, as you can see, we are having the signature Realme 7 colorway, which is yellow, and it is the polar blue colorway. If you can see here, guys, we have the 8GB, 128GB model in the polar blue colorway. Now, as you can see, the box has the signature Realme yellow color. And let's look at what's inside. As you can see here, this is the smartphone. It's still wrapped in this very nice packaging. And then, of course, we have the inner stuff, which is our USB Type-A to USB Type-C cable. And of course, the 18-watt power brick from Realme. As you can see, there's still that yellow trimming inside for the USB port that makes you know that it's a Realme charging brick. All right, as you can see here, this is almost everything. But we also have the SIM ejector tool. We use this to pop out the SIM tray. Put that there. And then, of course, we have the Realme signature gray case included inside. It's clear, it's flexible, and it has dotted texture inside. Lastly, guys, we have here the quick guide and then the important information guide that usually comes with every smartphone when you get the Realme. Alright, let's put it here. Okay, this is what's inside the Realme smartphone. Okay, let's look at the build quality of the phone, guys. As you can see here, the Realme 7i has a beautiful two-tone back with a glossy finish. Now, as you can see here, this is the fingerprint scanner along with the quad rear cameras. As we said earlier, this is the 64 megapixel camera, the ultra wide camera, and the 2 megapixel macro and 2 megapixel monochrome camera. And of course, we have there the LED flash, and of course, the Realme branding over here at the bottom. Now, in front is the 6.5-inch IPS display with 90Hz and 720p resolution. It's very bright, as you can see here. It's very responsive. And as you can see here, Realme has these new live wallpapers that really bring out how bright and how sharp and vibrant the screen is. As you can see here, you will see that the colors are smooth. There's no banding. And it's just very, very smooth. As you can see here, I'm swiping it up and down. It's able to keep up with how fast I'm swiping it up. And of course, there's the punch hole over here, the right side. This is a selfie camera. This is a 16 megapixel front-facing shooter. And although the punch hole is really big, it fades away after a while of using it. And as you can see here, if you look closely here, you will see that there's a pre-installed screen protector. Now, not a lot of companies are giving that out right now, especially at this price point. Thank you very much, Realme, for doing that. Now let's move on to the sides. As you can see here on top, it's a very smooth surface. Now, if you guys don't know, this polycarbonate frame is actually polycarbonate with a very nice chamfered color. It fades and has a tint of blue, sky blue in it, teal. And then of course on this side is the SIM tray, where you can use your SIM ejector tool over here to eject it. Now let's see what's inside. All right. As you can see here, guys, we have a full SIM tray, meaning we can put 2 nano SIMs and 1 micro SD card. Now this is very nice because most brands right now are going for hybrids, wherein there's space for 1 nano SIM and 1 nano SIM or a micro SD card. Now on the bottom side, we have here the speaker grill, the USB-C microphone port, and of course the 3.5mm headphone jack. A lot of phones right now, especially in the higher priced phones, are losing the headphone jack. I'm really glad that we still have it right here. And of course, last up is the volume buttons over here, volume up, volume down, and of course the power button. And that is it for the build quality of this thing. One thing that I really noticed when I'm looking or using it now is that the bezels of the display are very slim on the top and side part. But as you can see here, there's the earphones, earpiece slits over here. It's very slim. It's really, really nice. And it doesn't really distract you from this display. One thing that I did notice is the fact that the chin bezel is really thick. But I think that's a very good compromise, given that at this price point you're getting a 90 Hz display for just that price range. Okay guys, one of the biggest draw of the Realme 7i is its 90 Hz refresh rate and the 5000 mAh battery. So why don't we play a game right now? I've installed Call of Duty, so let's check it out. Alright, I've loaded it up. Let's go on multiplayer. Alright, let's put it on maximum volume so you guys can hear the audio. And this is... let's check the graphics first so you guys can see. As you can see here, guys, we're at very high. We're at very high graphics and at high frame rate. And then we're at the standard Battle Royale mode graphic settings. Alright. Alright, let's go. Let's get some frags. Get wrecked.
Enemy contact! Reloading! Headshot! Reloading! Reloading! Cover me!
Spawn P. We're at the spawn, so all my teammates are here. We're all at the spawns, we're just killing. Oh, there we go. Alright.
Friendly hunter killer drone deployed.
Alright.
UAV online. Predator missile inbound. Hunter killer drone deployed. Keep on them. We're winning this one. Reloading! Cover me! Enemy contact!
There we go. Hopefully that was the game-winning kill. Alright, our kill was a game-winning kill right there. Final kill cam. And as you can see here, guys, let's see what the score is. Do more frames mean more frags? Oh, okay, we didn't even make the top 3. Oh well.
Mission accomplished.
But we did level up. Oh, okay. Alright, I had got 5 kills. Oh well. Alright guys, as you can see here, when we were running Call of Duty, I noticed that the display is able to maintain that frame rate along with the constant brightness. The problem with high refresh rate displays is that they have to maintain a decent amount of brightness to be able to give you that proper visual appeal, and it did that. I didn't see any stutter. I didn't see any problems with the gameplay or the frame rate. I also noticed that I was really taking advantage of the 90 hertz refresh rate. I could see a little bit faster and I could react a little bit faster. Another thing that I noticed is even though this is the Snapdragon 662, it's able to go to that very high graphic setting and that high frame rate, which is very uncommon in this price point.
What you just saw was an experiment.
And one other thing is, if you can hear it right now, is the audio. It has a mono speaker at the bottom, so if you're playing with this phone, the audio mainly comes from the right side if you're gaming like this one. And so you'll have it. I think it's better if you use the 3.5mm headphone jack and use earphones to really get that stereo feel, so you can hear where your enemy is going, if he's coming from the left or the right. But generally, it's loud enough that I'm able to properly discern where the enemy is coming from. Although, since it is a mono speaker, it's predominantly on the where the side of the speaker is. Otherwise, I'm pretty happy with it. Although at maximum volume, I can hear a little bit of distortion. So, if you can be okay with that, this is actually a pretty good mono speaker. Right now, there are a lot of videos playing after Call of Duty, and this is the Battle Royale. Biro lang tayo to. We're at the lobby for the Battle Royale. Wow, you can control the sound with this thing. Okay. Alright, I'm in the lobby waiting for a game. Hopefully we're gonna get into a game quickly. Just looking at the guns. As you can see here, guys, the graphic is pretty good. I mean, we're seeing a little bit of jagged textures over here. Only the textures have problems, but generally, the lighting and then the sharpness of the image is pretty good. The lighting is also very interesting. As you can see here, we have a bright area here, and it scatters the light a little bit better. Although, as I said, the textures are the problem. As you can see here, there's jaggedness and a bit of aliasing. Otherwise, it's pretty good for the price point. I can't complain too much. Okay guys, as you can see from the clip earlier, the games were really good. Now let's see how the cameras perform on this thing. Let me take pictures of our beautiful view over here. Alright, let's take a picture using the ultra-wide camera. As you can see here, the ultra-wide is actually pretty wide. I think it's 119 degrees. And as you can see, there's minimal distortions on the corner. It's just very dramatic over here in the corners, but it's very surreal when you're moving around. The parallax is really there. Alright, let's take a picture of this foreground, and then with the BGC buildings over there, and then the Rockwell on the upper left area. It's very nice, okay? Now let's go to the one-time zoom. Okay, there's a slight change in color from the ultra-wide to the 1x camera. Let's now go to 2x. We're getting closer to Rockwell and the BGC Metro Bank Tower over there. Let's look at the BGC Metro Bank Tower over there. The 5x zoom is digital, and you can really see it. It's a little soft for my taste, but I'm not buying it for the zoom capabilities, so I'm okay with it. Okay guys, now let's take a selfie. Alright, as you can see here guys, I'm going to take a very challenging selfie wherein it will be bright background where it's backlit. And as you can see here, if you look at the image closely, you will see that the background is clipping. The highlights are clipping, meaning that area is very bright. But what's great about this, it's still able to keep the subject or me properly exposed, so it looks nice. So the realme prioritizes the subject, which is great, even though the background is really bright. And as you can see here, the skin tones are pretty nice as well. It's able to get the color of my skin tone very well. And if I look at the closer selfie, you can see that there's pretty much a lot of detail on my face. My pores and then my hair strands are pretty much in focus. Alright. Let's now try the portrait mode. All right, there we go. The portrait mode here is not as attractive as the normal selfie mode. The artificial bokeh is too harsh, even if it's just this is the first impressions. I hope Realme is able to improve this via firmware. All right, that's it for the cameras. Okay guys, what are my thoughts on the Realme 7i after trying out the game and then taking pictures with it? Overall, I really like the build quality of the Realme 7i out of the box. It has a glass stick back panel, a glass front panel, and this very beautiful teal tinted polycarbonate frame with chamfered edging over here. It's really beautiful. I really love the display because it has thin top and side bezels. It does have a chin bezel and a punch hole, but it's actually pretty nice. And as I said earlier, this has the Money Maker 90 Hz display refresh rate, giving it very smooth frame rates, as you can see from the gameplay from the Call of Duty game earlier. And then I love that it's so vibrant and smooth. As you can see here, again the live wallpaper, it's so nice, and the texts are very crisp, even though it's a 720p panel. And then of course we tried the cameras. Overall, I like the main camera, and then I like the selfie camera. I am not so impressed with the artificial bokeh of the portrait mode, and I wish that Realme is able to tweak the colors because there's a slight change in colors from the ultra wide to the main camera. But of course, this is a first impressions video. We still have to test it, and we still have to see if Realme will be able to release a firmware update wherein it could fix all those concerns. Now, overall, guys, I am liking the Realme 7i. We don't know yet the price as of the recording of this video, but we are expecting it to be around 10,000 pesos because that's the price in Indonesia. It's around there, so we expect it to be around there as well here in the Philippines. Overall, I like it. I would recommend it if you're looking for a high-capacity, battery high-capacity smartphone that can have a good gaming experience because of that 90 Hz display. Thank you guys for watching. This has been Neil. I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you want to know more about tech, you can visit us at GIZGUIDE.com. And if you haven't yet, you can contact us and follow us at GIZGUIDEPH on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. Now, if you want to reach us, you can always message us through all of those social media channels, and then we'll get to you as soon as we can. For now, see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.